So that is set up there. See that? With the spoon in it. Because that's how I heard the mouse the other night. I think, unless my mind's playing tricks on me, I think I saw the mouse back in the stove, which is where my mom and I, would prefer the mouse to be. If it has to be somewhere, we don't want it in the other parts of the house. Okay. Now you're going to look with my good camera and see how that's all. See, I can stick my finger through there. It's all corroded, and that is not from the mouse. That is from it burning up. Okay. But it all has some holes in it, and so that's not mouse droppings, that's bread that is cooked. Because I wound up eating 2 of the fattening type of hot dogs that have 180 calories each, with bread, flax, my favorite Ezekiel, flax bread, and mayonnaise. I had planned on fasting. I actually fasted all day long. But, I'm not too happy about this mouse situation. So, regarding the mouse situation, okay? Regarding the mouse situation. Only recently realized there was a mouse, okay? Regarding Joe's belief there's a correlation between the mouse, my mom having a mouse in her home for the first time in 12 years, and the contracting done in her house. There could very well be a correlation because, it might have taken time for the mouse to get in here via whatever. I don't know. Or it could just be some freak thing that didn't happen for 12 years, thankfully. I don't know. We're not going to know. Well, we could know because if we get a wildlife removal service guy or woman, as the case may be, in here, we get a wildlife removal service person, employee in our home. They search for, that's their whole thing. That's why they cost a lot more than a regular exterminator. They look everywhere they try to figure out how the mouse or mice got in and how to prevent more from coming in, and they find the drop, they do all of that. They do way more than an exterminator who all he's gonna or she's gonna do is set traps and get the mouse, or hopefully get the mouse, and I was reading online and they were talking about, not professional, but if they was like, if you're going to try to catch this mouse, if you have a mouse and if it's hiding behind your stove, the traps aren't going to work. I can't even get that stove out. I'm not strong enough to even move that stove. Or maybe because it's stuck. I don't know. I can't believe I lifted that thing up and can't get it back down. It's so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. So ridiculous. Hi, sweetheart. It's time for your pill. Anyway, so regarding the mouse situation, it was only less than 2 weeks ago, the broken pipe thing, okay, and plumber here, and all that, okay. And if you recall, the same night that I realized that that we lost the hot water and there was something going on yet again, okay, here, regarding plumbing, pipes, whatever. that's when I did the video. You know, we have another leak under the house. It is walked in the kitchen and startled it, okay? And I was laughing because what can you do? You laugh at the absurdity, but more, you know? I'm not just saying, oh, we have to have a mouse and that's it. No. It's on my mind. I've done research online about it, okay? But last week was the pipe thing, all right? And that's when we realized we had the damn mouse, okay? This past week, which is still this week, because it's not Sunday yet. Tuesday, my mom had a doctor's appointment, and I went with her, okay? And it was a long one. It doesn't matter. It took up the day, whatever. Tuesday was that. Wednesday, the baby got sick. The baby got sick actually Tuesday night, but all day Wednesday, all day affair, him vets, okay? Thursday, I had a hair appointment. I was gone all day doing things for me, okay? I told you I can trick it. I can trick it by putting the phone in. You can hear this. That's how I know. Smile, you're on camera, mouse. You're on my good camera. Earlier, you were on my crappy camera. Anyhow, as I was saying, I know you can get under from there. I know you just have to go in and out of the burners. I know that that's what you do. Can you see it? Probably not. I can't see it through the camera, so you probably can't see it. Where are you gonna go? Huh? Into our stove, of course. Well, at least you came back to your home after running down the hallway and freaking my mom out to no end. By the way, when you look online, it says usually the mice or mouse will live around the stove, but not usually in the stove. Yeah. And then you heard this person wrote, a mouse ruined my stove because they didn't know the mouse was in there, and they turned on the preheat of the oven and burnt the mouse up alive. So I'm glad I know the mouse is in there now, because now we're just not going to cook. And this is disgusting, and I really think... Hi! Anyhow, isn't that a good trick? It has to move the spoon around in the bowl, right? That's how I heard it. That is how I heard it, babe. Anyhow, as I was saying, don't think, oh, you just don't care. And, you know, this mouse is, you know, it's negatively impacting my mom's psychological well-being, okay? Mine too, but not as great to great extent as my, you know, my mom, okay? Now, but just understand that it's not like it's been a long time. And this week was taken up Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I just accounted for, okay? I will call Monday. But I already warned my mom, you know, we'll get rid of the mouse. Hopefully the person will find however the mouse got in. You know, stop it, Omar. but I read online it's horrible. These mice can actually squish themselves through the size of a dime, believe it or not. How that's possible, I do not know. I cannot even imagine how, a quarter, yes. At first I was reading that it said they can go through the size of a quarter, and now they're saying a dime. I think that's exaggeration. I'd have to have proof. You'd have to show me a mouse going through this much of a hole the size of a dime. It must mean that mice are just compact. They must all be fur and they can squish. And I don't know. Will you stop it? Stop it. Stop. Grandma doesn't like that either. She doesn't like it. Neither do I. We don't like you licking everything. What did I do with the flashlight? Oh, here it is. I shine the flashlight into the stove. Unfucking believable. Unreal. What did it get so far? Where'd you get so far in mouse? You got the nut? No, you didn't get that much. That's how I can get ya. Lucky for you, I just want to film you. I'll leave destroying you to the professionals. Somebody online was talking about those glue traps that are so inhumane. And they're like, you know what? I've turned inhumane glue traps into humane. I set up a glue trap and then I bring the mouse outside a little bit of vegetable oil and the mouse is free from the glue trap. That's what they say, supposedly. That's what she says. But I already told you what the Wildlife Removal Service says. They say you remove the mouse, the rodents, from their source of food, they're going to die out in the wild anyway. It's more humane to just trap them with the, the snap trap. My mom's really, really upset about this. Which I totally get. I get it, and it's gross. So I have warned her, and she has forgetful sometimes. Do not eat anything. You have to get a plate. Don't put anything on these counters, Mom. Don't do it. Don't do it. Really wants that, doesn't it? good video footage. I had good shit earlier, but that was on my other camera. This is going to be good video footage. See, the thing sees I'm not trying to hurt it. Oh my God. You just think this is hysterical, don't you? Yeah, pretty much. I don't think it's hysterical, but again, it's not like I'm just saying, you know, we can't do anything about it and that's it, who cares, you know. It just got more urgent when I realized it's living in our stove. And then I try to open up the stove and I can't get it back down. I tried. I don't know what's up with that. That has nothing to do with the mouse. That has to do with my incompetence or I'm not good at mechanical things, or I don't know why I can't get that back down, but I can't. I tried and tried and tried. My mom tried too, and I'm like, Mom, come on. If I can't do it, you can't do it, right? I don't know what's wrong. I don't know what's wrong. I don't know what happened or why I can't get this back down. It got jammed up here or something. It won't go back in up there. It's obviously not the best stove in the world. Although it wasn't like, my mom got it brand new 6 years ago. Like 6 years ago. But did I ever think it was living in the stove? No, I did not. Neither did my mom, and she's freaked. And do we really want to keep this stove where a mouse has been living? I think not. But thank God I realized it before I experienced, you know, like what that woman experienced online. She's talking about a mouse ruined our stove because it died in there. They preheated the oven. I haven't been cooking stuff in the oven lately. I've been cooking stuff on the stove. Otherwise, we could have had that same thing. We wouldn't see the mouse anymore, but apparently you smell the dead mouse, except I have a horrible sense of smell. That's what's scary about her having people over here that, you know, we don't know, whatever. I don't know what's the deal with her sense of smell. But I know we get nose, what's that thing Febreze has the commercial? Your nose, whatever that commercial is. That you don't smell stuff in your own home or whatever, okay? Think about it. If the mouse is going to the bathroom, and then Omar has periodically gone to the bathroom, and we have people over here that, you know, I'm sorry, my mom. It's not good. And I walk around in bare feet, and they say it's not likely you're going to get any diseases from the mouse, though. Not that it's impossible, but it's not likely. See, he's brazen now. He's not afraid. He's not afraid at all. Look at that. They can cause fires, you know. They eat wires. There's wires right inside our stove. It's an electric stove. I mean, it's probably for the best if we don't use it. But it would be the best if I could pull it out, and I can't. I've wanted to pull it out just so you know, you might think, oh, you're filthy or this, you're that. I'm not the cleanest person, but I'm aware. My mom and I were both aware the floor was getting really dirty and needed to be washed, okay? And I had to find the mop. But also, we know there's all crap behind there and whatnot. I know that, okay? As you can see, there's like no leverage to pull this thing out of the wall. I don't think I'm strong enough to do it. I know that I tried. I did try. I tried when I knew we had a mouse. I wanted to see what's going on behind there. But this mouse living inside of our stove, that is not good. And somebody also sarcastically said when other people were talking about, well, if we get a new stove, how are we going to stop the mouse? Well, first of all, you get rid of the mouse and make sure you've blocked wherever it came in from. And second of all, you might want to get a stove that doesn't have so many nooks and crannies for the mouse to go in and hide. And as you can see, there's a million nooks and crannies in this stove. You can see them all. You can see all down there and through in everything, you know. This stove, it's very easy for a mouse to just live in there. But I have cooked chicken more than once since we've had this mouse. Or since I didn't know we had the mouse. Because remember, I suspected something, then I just thought I was crazy, or I was hearing things rustling outside. Because I heard stuff going on in the refrigerator, but then I shined under there and saw nothing. So yeah, because they can hide and they can blend in and they can, now that I know that. But I have definitely cooked since we've had this mouse. I just didn't know we had the mouse until I saw it. You know, you hear things, but your mind plays tricks on you, especially if you're me. So but it living in our stove is not good. That's just awful. That means we can't cook. At any given moment, we could turn the burner on, and the mouse will probably... See, it was up there, and it's already down there that fast. The mouse wouldn't get away in time if we preheat the oven. That's how that mouse burnt up in that person online when they were talking about how a mouse ruined their stove, okay? I don't think it lived in the stove right away. Otherwise, it would have burnt up, probably, when I preheated the oven and cooked chicken a couple of times, right? That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that that's what happened. I mean, I'm thinking that we got lucky. Because, you know, I'd much rather have a live mouse than a burnt up in our stove mouse that you think you're crazy, and I have a horrible sense of smell, and if my mom just second guesses herself about everything, she doesn't pay attention. She probably wouldn't have realized. But the whole point is, these people were told when they said a mouse ruined our stove and we're trying to salvage it because it was only a year old and we just paid $1,000 for it last year. And is there any way to clean it? And people were like, no, it's not worth it. It's scrap metal, because you'd have to take it completely all apart to clean every bit of it, and you're not going to be able to do it. You might as well just chalk it up to a loss and buy a new stove. That's what people say. All right? So now we know we're not going to turn on this stove, but we can't just starve. And now it's running away that way. Oh, and regarding my feet, no, I agree. I agree with you. Who said that? You shouldn't be doing feet videos until you use a pumice stone on your callus, blah, 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 whatever. There are people, I have enough I have enough fans of my feet who don't give a fuck. They just want to see my feet, right? I agree with you, though. But when I'm far enough away and showing my feet, you can't really see anything. The up close, I'm not keen on. And I do need to cut my toenails. But I cater to the select connoisseur of feet who just want feet any which way and don't care. My calluses are from the same thing when men get calluses on their hands from hard work. My calluses are from tons of exercise, walking and walking and walking. That's what they're from on my bottoms of my feet. I'm undeniably, even though I'm not an actual athlete, I'm a lifelong exerciser, walker. I walk, power walk. I'm not, Definitely not a little prissy princess. Never have been. And I had these as pets. It's going to get old real fast not being able to cook. You know what I mean? But everything cannot be loose. Oh my God, that mouse is so fast. It goes up through that stove. I'm watching down there and it's already up on the counter and trying to get the stuff up there. Unreal how fast it goes through that stove up and about. Fascinating shit. So disgusting though. I was watching down there and it was already up and on the counter and I heard it because I heard the spoon. It wants the stuff that's in that bowl. It goes through that whole stove in like a split second from the bottom to the top. There's no way we're keeping that stove, Mom. It's too gross. Like they say, you can't get it completely clean. It's just the whole idea of it anyway. I don't know. I'm sure there are people who have mice in their stove who would have to keep the stove. They can't afford a new stove. Alright, this is going to end in 2 minutes. What am I going to do? I'm going to go closer since the thing doesn't seem to be all that afraid. I'm going to move this closer over here. And then I'm going to wait and see what happens. But I only have a minute and a half. So yeah, I agree. I think my feet look gross up close. But I'm catering to my select viewers who don't give a fuck. Some even like the calloused whatever. Can you imagine if this thing leaps at me? Oh, shit. You're taking a risk, Laura. You don't know that that thing won't leap on you. I know. It came awfully close, didn't it? Alright. I'm gonna call someone on Monday. Don't worry. Look at those wires right there. You've got to see that because that mouse can seriously, they can do damage. Someone was talking about how is it covered under your home and